morning. My name is Moshe Melman. I'm from ESU Line. I've noticed you're coming from the UK. I have a question about the UK and his links to the Eurovision Song Contest. UK, more than me, has issued very famous bands that you can hear all over the world, like the Beatles or Cliff Richard, that even represented UK in the Eurovision Song Contest. And actually, it seems to me that they don't send any more first class actors. I think the last actor that they sent it was first class. I think it was in Baku. They sent
Engelbert Humperdinck.
Alfred Humperdinck, yeah, something like that.
Engelbert Humperdinck was in 2012 in Baku.
Yeah, and since then, and nobody really.
Then we had Bonnie Tyler the year later, 2013. But the problem is with the UK at the moment. At one time, we took the contest very seriously, and we sent the best artists back in the 60s and 70s, and we achieved great results. Now, some years ago, maybe partly down to the famous commentator Terry Wogan, he started to make some jokes about the contest, and then the press in the UK started to do the same thing, and then everybody decided, yeah, it's a bit of a joke, the contest, although the actual Eurovision in the UK is still very popular as regarding viewing figures on the TV, on the particularly on the vinyl. What happens now is that some of the big artists are a little bit frightened to participate because, for example, if Adele or Robbie Williams, for example, were to do the contest and they had a bad result, finished in the bottom half, that would probably be the end of their career in the UK and around the world, because they're frightened to touch the contest and not achieve success.
Okay, but it's strange. On one side you say the UK's don't give it very big attention to Eurovision Song Contest, and they send participants because they have to. But on the other side, you say make important that the young artists that are going to not to do well in the contest, then they would add this career. As far as I know, if you want to succeed in something, you have to look for it. I mean, you see, it's a matter of ambiguity. I mean, in the approach of the UK people towards Eurovision.
It's not really mentioned until we have the national final, and then when it comes around to that time, if it's going to be a format where it's going to be the national final, most of the singers are not known. They're up-and-coming talents, and in that case they're hoping for a success, because if they were to win or be good, that would give them a career for the future. These are unknown artists. In the past also, the UK has picked singers, as we mentioned, like Engelbert Humperdinck and Bonnie Tyler. Now, this is on the other scale, because these are singers whose best career is over. Like Engelbert for example, was in the 60s. He was a megastar in the 1960s, but he represented the United Kingdom in 2012. And then Bonnie Tyler, she was very popular 70s and 80s. Again, she's probably peaked in her career, and these artists are looking for a way back into the industry. But at the moment, we seem to be picking singers who are looking for a future. They're unknown. Maybe they've appeared in some talent shows, but basically they're looking for a future and hoping for a break.
Jamie, I've noticed that in recent years the UK give the same song to different singers, and the singer who is making the best performance is actually being picked up to represent the UK and the Eurovision Song Contest. I mean, what is going behind it? I mean, is it logical? Because, I mean, can't they have a different songs because to different singers, because it sounds obscure to me.
Yeah. This year they tried a slightly different format, because they picked 6 artists but only 3 songs. Now, in the cases of the artists would sing 2 different interpretations of the songs. So for example, the song that eventually won by Michael Rice, Bigger Than Us, his is like a power ballad version, but there was also a girl singer called Holly Tandy, and she performed this song in a country pop style, completely different, and the other songs were done in the same way as well. And then the first stage of it was actually down to the expert juries. They picked what song they thought should go to the final part of the show, and then it was down to the public to vote for the winning song.
I understand that Sir Graham Norton is in Israel. I mean, does he still on the business? Because as far as I know, he quit or resigned, I mean, or they just brought him as a matter of prestige or to be an owner, you know, because he was a part of the BBC Corporation service, and he was making the commentary for a lot of years. I mean, so what was the reason for bringing him here in Tel Aviv?
Well, he took over from the late Terry Wogan as the BBC commentator for Eurovision, and it is still a prestigious event for them to commentate and talk about. So Graham Norton, he's a popular presenter. He has a chat show in the UK. He's very well known, and he comes out here just to cover the final. I think he only even arrives on like yesterday, I think. For the semi-finals, they rely on a DJ from BBC Radio 1 and celebrity, I think it's Ryland and Clark Neal. They did the commentary for the two semi-finals, but for the final it goes to Graham Norton, and he's popular with listeners and viewers. He has his own radio show and everything, so he's the current person for doing the show.
Okay, let's go to a remote country that really resembles the United Kingdom, and I'm thinking about Australia. What do you think about the phenomenon of having the Eurovision Song Contest over there? Our colleague Alan DeBerci, I know him really for a long time, and I think he was working for SRC or SBS. Now probably he's working on a private, as a private man. What do you think about all this phenomena in Australia? And is it you have a lot of British people that immigrated from the UK to Australia, and then they bring different friends from their home to their new home in Australia?
Well, it's interesting. In Australia, it's like the opposite to the United Kingdom at this time, because Australia is sending their biggest acts and putting 100% effort into the song and the video and the performance. Every year they do very well, and this year the stage performance by Kate is phenomenal, and I like the attitude that Australia give to the Eurovision. I would like United Kingdom to do the same attitude, because I always feel at Eurovision you get out of it what you put into it. Now, if you put little effort into it, you will not be rewarded.
You know, the Australian, she's one of the favorites to win. What do you think about it? And I think if they're going to win, it will never be in Australia. I think it will be either in Berlin, in Germany, or other close countries. What do you think about it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, ideally it would be nice. If Australia did win, it would be nice for them to host it. But of course there are certain logical problems with the time difference. That's the biggest problem, getting people over to Australia. I think that it was agreed that if Australia do win, then another country, probably Germany or UK, would co-host it with the Australian broadcaster. Personally, yeah, I would like it to be in Australia if they won it.
I see. Okay, I wish you good luck and enjoy Australia in the country, and I hope the United Kingdom will do her best, and there won't be the same incident that happened to them last year in Lisbon. I'm sure the Israeli security staff won't allow anyone that is not authorized to reach the area of the arena, and of course to the stage.
Thank you very much, and I just want to say thank you to Israel for everything here. It's been a great organisation. I'm happy to be here in Israel, and I also wish Kobe good luck tonight as well.
Okay, thank you. It was nice interviewing you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.